Hello everyone. Thank you very much for being here tonight. My name is Alina.
I'm Lillian.
We're from the biology in popular TV shows and science fiction and breakthrough program.
Our presentation is Flirting with Death, reproduction on planet Voyager, and today we're going to be investigating the potential legitimacy of reproduction in the Star Trek Voyager universe, specifically the episode Favorite Son.
A little bit of background information if you haven't seen this great TV show. In this episode, the Starfleet crew members were on a voyage near a planet called Teresia. As they got closer and closer to this planet, our main protagonist, Harry Kim, started exhibiting all kinds of new instincts, deja vu, and as well as physical characteristics. He also felt a really strong connection to this planet Teresia, even though he had never been there before. According to a Teresian woman later in the episode, Harry Kim is a long-lost Teresian hybrid. He was conceived on the planet Teresia and was born on Earth, so he had both Teresian and human DNA. Because Teresian males are extremely rare on their planet, the Teresian females pressured Harry to stay and carry out the reproductive responsibilities as a Teresian male. However, it turns out later that Teresian women actually kill these kidnapped males in order to reproduce. Luckily, our Harry Kim found out about this conspiracy and managed to escape. Now, in this presentation, we will use real-life biology, science, to explain how Harry started feeling alien all of a sudden, how Harry could be cured, and how Teresians reproduce.
So let's begin. We're going to talk about conception, which the Teresians later call the way they conceive nucleation, as in to form a new nucleus. Two questions that have to be addressed here is one, how do they do it solely with somatic cells? They don't use gametes, so they're not sexually reproducing in traditional ways. And then two, why do you have to kill a person? Why do they have to use all of their cells to do this? So, to answer the first question, we think to produce a hybrid genome of their own DNA and a human DNA, with somatic cells, we think they undergo this process called hybridoma fusion, wherein the Teresian female's diploid cells and Harry's diploid cells will be combined into a tetraploid cell. Then through cell processes randomly, both of their chromosomes are separated and mixed up to form these randomly produced hybrid genome diploid cells again. Now, the second problem, why do they have to kill and use the entire cell system of their male victims? To answer this question, we just assume that they don't use gametes for some reason. Babies are infertile, which leads them, they need some type of embryo cell then. And so to make this, they take the somatic body cells of their host, as many as they can get, so all of them, and they turn them into pluripotent cells, which then can be combined with the hybrid genome and made into an embryo that becomes the Teresian person.
At this point, here comes the question. How was Harry Kim lured into this conspiracy in the first place? Now, one explanation that would actually work in real life is retrovirus infection. As you can see in this diagram, a retrovirus, when it infects the cell, it releases its genetic material into the cell, which then gets incorporated into the host genome. As the host expresses its genome normally, the viral DNA gets expressed as well. A very well-known example of retrovirus is HIV. Now, in the case of Harry Kim, it is highly likely that the Teresian women bioengineered a kind of retrovirus carrying their Eurasian DNA. They then infected some animal hosts other than human beings with this kind of retrovirus. Now, through a bite by this infected host, maybe an infected insect, Harry Kim now gets infected as well. For the gene expression part, we propose the possibilities that the radiation from planet Eurasia actually activates the expression of Eurasian DNA. This is not as crazy as it may sound. We have this kind of heat-shocked proteins. When the host gets exposed into extreme heat conditions, the expression of these heat-shocked proteins actually gets activated.
A large part of Harry's new alien identity is he gets all of these new instincts. One of them being to fly the ship to Eurasia even though he's never been there before, and another, he has this inexplicable aversion to Eurasia's natural enemies, although he's never met these other aliens before. So this is a real phenomena that does have a genetic basis. Two instincts, natural homing and predator-prey instincts. An example of natural homing being sea turtles, salmon, birds, they all follow their instincts to go migrate back home. And then predator-prey, a gazelle instinctually will run away from a cheetah.
The next question is, how can Harry be cured? There are two explanations we came up with, once again, that would work in real life. One possibility is that as Harry Kim gets farther and farther away from planet Eurasia, the radiation also gets weaker and weaker. Since it's not there, available to activate gene expression, Harry Kim can just be happy back being a human being again. Another possibility is that Harry Kim's doctor applied CRISPR on him. So in this video, that big enzyme is Cas9. It has a template sequence which would bind to foreign DNA. When this binding occurs, Cas9 cuts the foreign DNA off of the host genome. So that's a way by which Harry Kim could get cured.
So our final question we attempted to answer was, why are the Eurasian females doing this? What's the deal with the male population? To answer this question, we thought there must have some sort of natural occurring depletion in the male population, and there are two real biological causes that could cause this. One is that there's a sex-linked disorder that would have affected the male's fitness, thereby depleting their sex in the population. An example of this is color blindness. Another example is environmental factors on the planet. I don't know, they got crazy radiation. Could have affected the males. And an example seen in real life is during periods of famine, there's a decrease in male births, which leads to a disproportionate ratio of males and females in the population. So their solution to this decreasing male population was to bring in outside males and create these hybrid children, which led to the second problem. Well, then why don't we see a lot of hybrid males? And to answer this question, we proposed that Halden's rule was in effect here, whereby if we assumed that the hybrid males had an X and a Y chromosome, the X, they would there be more susceptible to recessive and negative X-linked alleles, which would lead to inviable males in the population.
As mentioned, luckily we have a very happy ending at the end of the episode. Harry Kim found out about this conspiracy and escaped successfully. We hope you enjoyed exploring this biology behind this episode of Star Trek Voyagers with us tonight. Thank you very much for listening. We would also like to pay special thanks to Dr. Johnson and the entire Spring Breakthrough team for putting together this program. In addition, thank you to Dr. Noor and Dr. Spana. Honestly, this is probably one of my best Duke experience so far.
Aww.
Thank you very much for being part of this program. I would also like to thank Dr. Adler for his talk on the biology behind dragons. Last but not least, we would like to thank Garrett Wong, the actor of Harry Kim. Thanks for being with us the whole week.